Okay, so I just thought I would jump on and do another TikTok about position statements. I've done them in the past, but I'm going to do another one. It's worth remembering that a position statement is just that. A position statement is a statement of your position, how you see things, what's happening. That's how it works. It's different to a witness statement. Remember, a witness statement has a statement of truth attached to it. That you swear in that it's true, and it's also something that you can attach evidence to. A position statement is something which can be used to help you out to get your position across to the court, especially good if you're representing yourself. A lot of solicitors won't bother about a position statement unless they've been specifically ordered to by the court. That's because they represent you and they should be doing that anyway. But look, okay, let me give you a rundown on a position statement. First of all, let's talk about what the format of a position statement is. It needs to be up to 2 pages long. 3 if you can really convince me otherwise that it's that complicated. And I'm almost going to guarantee you that your case is not complicated enough to require a 3, 4 or sometimes 80-page position statement, which I see people submitting to the court. They need to be single-sided. They need to be 12-point Roman, so not really small fonts. Really, they should be spaced one and a half lines between each line, divided into 3 sections. The first section is the background of the case. The second section are your concerns, and the third section is what you would like the court to order. It's straightforward. So you've got to get that onto 2 pages. So you are actually highlighting things here. It's the headlines of your case. It's not the whole shebang. It's not like I say, an 80-page statement. I saw someone actually put a comment on one of my TikToks a while back about how judges should definitely read long statements. I'm telling you, if you submit a huge 80, 90, 100-page statement 2 minutes before a hearing, and the judge has come out of one hearing and he's going to go into another, he's not going to read your statement. So even if you've got some real nuggets, just really spilling the tea on what the court needs to know, if you're burying it in an 80-page statement, it's not going to get looked at. You are absolutely wasting your time most of the time. Okay, so like I say, 2 pages. First section is the background. That will be when you met your ex, why contact stopped, if that's relevant, major incidents, when you got divorced, when you separated, that sort of thing. The second one are your concerns. So typical concerns will be that there is not regular contact. It could be that the parent with care is basically stopping and starting contact depending on how they feel, whether you've got a new partner, the child keeps getting sick every time it's time for contact. It could be that you've got allegations of abuse that need to be addressed. These are the things that impact directly on your child. Remember, as always, it's all about the best interest of your child. It's not what you think. It's not what you want. It's not about how it's affecting you. It's about how it's affecting your child. If it doesn't come into under the welfare checklist, 7 different points, then the court is not interested. And while I'm at it, what your child wants is not the only factor the court will consider. There are 7 points. Ascertainable feelings according to the age and understanding of the child. So what your child wants is a factor, but I'm telling you, if you're the sort of person that's saying, well, my kids said they wanted this and the court ignored them. No, they listened to your child. They just decided it wasn't the casting vote, it wasn't the ruling factor. Last thing is what you want the court to order. Only ask the court to order what it can order. There's no point asking the court to order that your ex speak to you. It can't order that. It's no point asking your ex to be nice to you. It can't order that. The law is a blunt instrument. So perhaps what you're looking for is a contact schedule. Be clear about the contact schedule. You don't say, I want every other weekend. You say collection at school and handover at school, or you say a collection at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. Well, that's a bit late really for a child. Maybe 6 p.m. on Wednesday, and hand back over at this location. Be specific. Now remember that what you're asking for, unless it's a final order, is going to be an interim measure. So it could be that you could say that you're looking for X now, but Y as a final order in the future. That's it. When it comes to the actual mechanics, what you do with the position statement, when you've done it, print several copies out. Serious guys, I've seen people to forget their position statement and get to court. It's no fun running around half an hour before hearing trying to find a print shop. I've seen people do that in the middle of London. It's a complete nightmare. Multiple copies, please. You need a copy. your ex's solicitor or your ex needs a copy, you need a copy for the court. That would be 1 if it's a judge, and it would be 3 if it's magistrates. I would take maybe 7 or 8 copies just to be sure. If you do turn up with 1 copy and you need to make multiple copies, they're going to charge you something like £15 just for photocopying the first sheet. So make sure you take the copies along with you. If you are not sure if you've got enough printer ink, don't leave it to the night before. I've had people email me say, I've run out of ink, I can't print it. You know what, you need to get this prepared. Don't send a position statement ahead of the hearing unless the court has ordered you to do so. What you do is you take your multiple copies, you arrive at court, you give a copy to your ex's solicitor or your ex, you give a copy to the usher and say, can this go before the judge? Make sure that make sure that the statement has the case number, your name, your ex's name, the child's name, and also when and where the hearing is, so that everyone is clear on that. I think that's about it really. Position statements can make a huge benefit to your case. If you're litigant in person or you're worried that you're not going to be able to say everything you need to say, a position statement can help the court immensely. It can also script you if you are able to speak. The courts get that as a litigant in person that you're going to be anxious and nervous. Most courts are more than happy for a position statement, as long as it's not an 80 or 90 page stream of consciousness, you know, with Facebook posts put in, evidence that can't be put in, book printouts, web page printouts. Make it short and sweet. If you even if you don't make it useful, you might find that you're going to hand it over to the usher, and the usher will say, well, has it been ordered by the court? And if you say no, they're going to hand it back to you and say, well, we can't accept this. Your ex's solicitor might do that, but hey, that's what your ex's solicitor is going to do. If it's in their interest to get your evidence excluded, that's something you may find that happens. So look, get a position statement. It could be that you do it and it's going to do you no benefit at all if the court is quite uppity about it. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's a worthwhile thing to do. So yeah, that's your position statement. I hope this helps.